Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is now in session. Court is in session. And cause number M334148. This case is styled the state of Texas versus Natasha Rebecca Richard or Richard?
Yes, sir.
Richard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how you doing, Miss Richard?
Doing good. Thank you for asking.
That's good. Now, Miss Richard,
Yes, sir.
notice of attorney representation. Hold on a minute. Look like. I see here, Mr. Galmore. You represented by Dustin Galmore?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, it wasn't on the docket. They had you as being pro se. Now, Mr. Galmore hasn't appeared as of now. So just I don't think he's on Zoom.
He's down the hall, Judge.
Okay, no. When he arrives, then we'll call your case back up.
Okay. Yes,
We can't handle your case
yes,
without
sir.
your attorney. I just looked in the file and I noticed that you had an attorney representing.
Yes, sir.
All
Okay, so I'm stepping the hallway.
You can step in the hall or have a seat in the courtroom.
Yes, sir.
All right.
They're down one man.
Okay.
Brian Cullen and Harrison Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Will we have to reset it or will we be able to do it today?
I hope, but that's the name. I think,
Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and cause number M329426. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Justin Ray Sellers. Mr. Sellers is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Sellers, you can take your mic off of mute.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Sellers?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Sellers, you're
Yes, sir.
represented the case by your attorney Ryan Gertz. Attorney
Yes, sir.
Gertz, how,
Great, Judge.
and the state is represented in this case by Attorney Colby Hoffmeyer. Attorney Hoffmeyer, how are you doing?
good, Judge, thank you.
Now, Mr. Gertz, Mr. Sellers' case is on the announcement docket. What is your announcement in Mr. Sellers' case?
Judge, we're asking for some additional time here. We believe this is a case of we had asked for pretrial diversion, and this is one of those ones we feel like that reevaluated for pretrial diversion. So we're
How much time do you need?
maybe 60 days.
60 days, okay. We're gonna reset it for 60 days. Now, Mr. Gertz, your reset is gonna be sent to you.
Great.
And Mr. Sellers, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Your case is
Yes,
gonna
sir.
be 60 days. You're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Get him in here.
Next case is Paul Quibido. Paul Quibido.
Sitting in here. And as soon as it gets done down there, and you'll just dismiss it.
Yeah.
This is cause number, Mr. Quibido, you can come forward. This is cause number M329103. Case is style of state of Texas versus Paul Quibido. Mr. Quibido, how are you doing?
Good, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Quibido, you're represented in your case by attorney Ryan Gertz. Attorney Gertz, Mr. Quibido's case is on the court's announcement docket. What is your announcement in Mr. Quibido's case?
Judge, we're asking here for 60 days as well,
60.
for some additional discovery review and some time to go over that with Mr. Quibido.
No objection, Judge.
Okay, no objection. Okay. Mr. Quibido, your case is going to be reset for 60 days. Your attorney will be given notice of your reset. You're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
You too, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Appreciate it. That's easy. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I got time. Appreciate it. Thanks for letting me.
Okay. Let's see. Next case is cause number M326822, case of style, the state of Texas versus Harrison Bryan. Brian. Harrison Bryan, please come forward. This is cause number M326822, case of style, the state of Texas versus Harrison Bryan. Mr. Bryan, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Bryan?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. And Mr. Bryan, you're representing your case by your attorney Ryan Gertz. Mr. Gertz, it's my understanding that this case is on the trial docket. However, you and the state have reached an agreement. That's correct?
That's correct, Judge. The state is in the process of refiling this as a JP reduction to disorderly conduct.
Okay,
They called in, it's just a matter of time for them, the JP to get it.
If we could get a 30-day reset
Okay.
for this case,
okay,
and then Mr. Hawkpower and I have agreed that once we go and resolve the JP case, that the
They bring a receipt to stand.
Yeah.
And
the
that's,
misdemeanor here will be
we dismiss it.
dismissed.
okay. Okay, JP reduction. Once that's done, then it'll be dismissed. Okay, now, Mr. Bryan, your case is going to be reset for 30 days to give you an opportunity to take care of that JP case. And then once you take care of that, I guess, give your attorney the receipt. Then your attorney is going to get that receipt to the district attorney's office. We'll give them 30 days to do that. It may be done before then. You don't have to wait 30 days to do it. And as soon as it's done, the state is going to dismiss this case. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so your case is going to be reset. You're free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, and you have a blessed day.
Sure. Thank you. You too.
All right. And Mr. Gertz, I think this is the last one.
It is, Judge.
All
Thank you. And I got off the trial. I'd like to look at that.
Right.
Have a
You have a
good day.
blessed day. All right.
No problem.
Let me know when they let you know.
I will.
Next case, well, we have Trevante Moulton.
I don't.
Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Moulton? Okay. Court is in session and calls number M 329-608. Clause numbers M 333-010, clause number M 332-360. I think that's it. All three cases are style the state of Texas versus Trovante Marquise Moulton. Mr. Moulton, is that your full name? Mr. Moulton, on clause number M 329-608, we show that you're represented by attorney Marvin Lewis. However, on the next two cases, we don't show that you're represented by Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, are you representing him on both of those cases?
I'm representing.
I mean, all three of those
All
cases?
three of those cases, Judge.
Let-
I am. I thought that was fixed the last time we were here.
Let me take a look in his file. Okay, let me take a look. Let's see. See a letter of rep. I don't see a letter of rep in the, well, I know in this 3-6. Let me see if I see one in the other. case.
I could submit another calls.
No, I don't see in those two cases.
Those two cases. Okay, I'll take care of that. Separately.
Okay, now, does he have a felony case?
He does, Judge.
Okay, do you want his felony case set on the same date of his misdemeanor case?
That's what I was asking for, Judge. We can actually come back to felony court on the 26th of this month, so we can just go ahead and put it for that date.
June 26th? Okay,
June 26th.
okay, now, June, your reset is gonna be sent to you, Mr. Moulton. And Mr. Lewis, your reset is gonna be sent to you, Mr. Moulton. Stay in contact with your attorney, your bondsman. Your cases will be set on the same date of your felony case, which is June 26th of 2023. All right, so at this time, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day. Mr. Lewis, you're free to go as well. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. June 26. Yeah, I'm more. That's what he said. That's where it's here, right here. Yes,
Good morning.
good morning.
Judge, I'm here on Mr. Green, but he doesn't announce CDC until this afternoon.
Okay, so what we can do is, when he announces, when he appears this afternoon, the CDC need to make an appearance here so that we can find out what happened down there. So we can, if his case needs to be reset, we'll reset it. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you're free to go.
Thank you.
So what time is he announced this afternoon? Do you know? 1 o'clock
Yes.
or 1:30?
What time at 12? I know, not 12, announcement. I know we have to be back at 1 on the
Okay,
12 time.
okay.
We'll be around.
Green.
Yeah, he has a felony case.
You got it on his.
I'm not understanding,
Okay, well, I got
but we're just waiting to see.
Yeah, but just, you can reappear at 1 o'clock and let us know.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome. You have a blessed day.
You too, thank you.
All right. Right.
Bailey,
It's okay.
Bailey,
Yes, sir.
Overbank. Dog, goats. Yep. Are you on the docket? I don't see your name. Yes,
This is the case, it's 334-190.
you said it's 3, what,
4190.
190, and what's the name of the person?
Noah Moore,
Noah,
Noah, last name is Moore.
Moore.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Set for 614.
okay, 614, okay.
We're dealing with the felony cases. It's about 5 cases. They've just gotten reset. We have,
So you just need to just have those cases reset on the same day?
yes,
That's
sir.
what you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I mean, yeah, what's do you have a felony date yet?
They've not given us.
Okay, what we'll do, we'll have our court coordinators to check the computers. And then once they get a felony date, we'll reset with the
Right.
felony.
Right.
All right,
Thank you, sir.
okay,
Thank
okay,
Okay.
okay, to be reset with felony. Okay. Hey, I ain't seen that in a while. Hey. Okay, now who else do we have? Um. Jefferson County Court of Law number 2, back in session, court is in session and cause number M332378. Case of South State of Texas versus Tyson Lee King Jr. We have Mr. King. Mr. King, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. King?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. King, you're represented in case by your attorney, Tom Kelly. Attorney Kelly, how are you doing?
Doing great, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. King, I have before me a motion to dismiss that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, Mr. Hoffpower, is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
And you would like the court to sign this motion, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the court is going to sign this motion to dismiss. Okay, now, Mr. King, the court has just signed a motion to dismiss this case that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. Well, court clerk will be getting a copy in a few seconds. Once you get a copy from your attorney, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day, and Mr. Kelly, I think this is your only case.
It is,
Well,
Judge.
you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, no worries. I guess,
Hey, good morning. How you doing, son? There's Michael Thompson. So when you,
Yeah.
Mr. Mr. Patrick, are you ready on Michael Thompson?
I am, Your Honor. He's
Okay.
right outside.
Okay, once you get Michael Thompson. Hey, how you doing?
Absolutely. I would never have seen it, so I'm not asking about
That's close. We put not in the case limit. This is all we have, and then that one is not. So that one, so there's some. Yeah, that's
Okay. This is call number M333-438. Case is filed the state of Texas versus Michael Wayne Thompson. Mr. Thompson, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thompson, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Thompson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thompson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Thompson?
All right.
That's good. Now, Mr. Thompson, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Paget. Attorney Paget, again, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, and Mr. Paget, do you waive a record in Mr. Thompson's case?
We do, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Thompson, I have before me a document that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. In this information, Mr. Thompson, the state alleges that you, Michael Wayne Thompson, on or about August 10th of 2022, while you were in a public place operating a motor vehicle in Jefferson County, that you committed a Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Thompson, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to discharge Mr. Thompson, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contact.
Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charge? Are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the
Yes,
charge?
sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Thompson, I also have before me a document that I'm showing you that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on page 2 of this same document, Mr. Thompson, there's set of initials, MWT, that are on a line next to a box that's checked no contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next page of the same document, Mr. Thompson, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Thompson, before you signed and initialed all these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Paget, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that Mr. Paget went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thompson, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court file. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2 into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr.
No
Patrick?
objections to states 1 or states 2, Your Honor.
No objections, States 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Paget, you have advised and counseled Mr. Thompson. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Thompson, your attorney, Mr. Paget, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thompson, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will find that your pleas and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for pleading guilty or no contest, states agree to recommend 90 days probated for 1 year, $1,000 fine and court costs, 80 hours community-based service, interlock device, and all other standard terms and conditions for a regular DWI probation.
Okay, now, Mr. Thompson, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $430. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, or your analysis fee of $15 each month. You will also be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll be required to pay DWI education fee on the day of the plea of $125. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments, that is, the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you are on probation is $213. Will you be able to pay the $213 each month?
Right, yep. Yes, sir.
You can pay it? Okay. Now, you'll also be required to perform 80 hours of community service. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll be required to attend and complete a DWI education class. You'll be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Now, Mr. Thompson, do you understand the state's offer?
Sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Thompson, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Thompson, this will conclude your case. You're gonna stand in front of the clerk and follow her directions. And once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
So you too.
Okay, please stand to your left. Thank you.
Right, that can be 3 times, right? What is it?
Okay, Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is back in session in cause number M334160, case of style of state of Texas versus Christopher Gary Myers. Mr. Myers is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Myers, you can take your mic off of mute.
Good morning,
Mr.
Judge.
Doing?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes. Mr. Myers, how are you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you.
Okay, we're doing fine. Now, Mr. Myers, you're represented in this case by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, how are you doing?
Good morning, Judge. Doing good.
That's good. Now, Mr. Galmore, Mr. Myers' case is on the court's announcement docket. What is your announcement?
We need another announcement, Judge. We did not have the videos or haven't watched them yet.
Okay, we're gonna reset you for 30 days. That's good. Okay, your case is gonna be reset for 30 days, Mr. Myers. Mr. Myers, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Thanks for being patient with us. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You too, Your Honor.
Thank you. And the next case is cause number M334014, case of style of state of Texas versus Larry J. Davila. Mr. Davila is on Zoom. Mr. Davila, you can take your mic off of mute.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Well, sir, how about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, you are also represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, what is your announcement in Mr. Davila's case or Mr. Davila's case?
Judge, we are asking for one more announcement on him too. We do have the video on that one, but I have not had the opportunity to completely go through it with him. We want one more court date.
So how much time do you need?
30 days. is all.
30 days? Okay. Mr.
Oh, wait, you know what, Judge? I'm sorry. On this one, I remember there was one extra issue. Can we get 60 days on this?
60, okay. Okay, Mr. Davila, your case is gonna be reset for 60 days. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Thanks for being patient with us. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge. You as well.
You're welcome. Let's see, I think we had. Oh, yeah. Get Natasha Richard. She's here.
That's in letters. But I got others. I feel like there's another problem.
Track down all Yeah, I see. They're done in 10 minutes.
Is she here? Yeah. He has the queer. Jacob the queer, yeah.
He's in judge
He's in custody?
and on murder trial in Hardin County. He has been every time.
Oh, I see, yes. Yeah, sure does. Yes.
He's here. I'd be surprised.
Okay.
That means he
Okay, this is cause number M334148, case of style, the state of Texas versus Natasha Rebecca Richard or Richard. Miss Richard, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Miss Richard, you're here represented by your attorney Dustin Galmore. Mr. Galmore, what is your announcement in Miss Richard's case?
Your Honor, we have reviewed the discovery. We believe it'd probably best to set it on the trial docket.
Okay.
Continue working with the government though to try to resolve it.
Okay, so Ms. Richard, your case is going to be set on a trial docket. Your attorney will be sent a trial date, your attorney and your bondsman. So stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you. You too.
You're welcome. And your next case, Mr. Clear, is he's in Hardin County Jail.
That's correct. He's still in Hardin County Jail.
Okay, so Mr. Galmore, I think.
That should be it.
this is your last case, so you're free to go,
Thank you.
and you have a blessed day. Yes. Let's see.
Have two on Zoom, but if we can take care of in-person people there.
Okay, so now you have Brown on Zoom.
Have Brown on
Yeah.
Zoom and Hernandez on Zoom.
Okay, now you have Jenkins and Kennedy is in
Yes,
person, right?
Mr. Kennedy's right here and Mr. Jenkins is right.
Okay.
in the Hallway, so we're ready to,
Kennedy,
we're ready to announce.
Ronald Kennedy, please come forward. This is cause number M330H30. Case of style of state of Texas versus Ronald Wayne Kennedy Jr. Mr. Kennedy, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Kennedy?
All right.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Kennedy, you represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Padgett. Attorney Padgett, what is your announcement in Mr. Kennedy's case?
Your Honor, this case is Mr. Hoffpowers and it's been passed along really good. The issue that we have, we really wanted to go ahead and take care of this case. However, while checking in the system last time, there is a marijuana case that has been filed but not accepted yet. Ordinarily, I think what the state would probably be willing to do is plead on one and dismiss the marijuana case. However, there's no case number for the marijuana case yet. So I had Mr. Hubel pull it up just a minute ago, and it's still, there's still no.
How old is it? I mean,
Case.
how long they been holding that case without filing? Do we know
I'm not exactly
offense date?
certain how long. We just found out when we were in here last time, so that was like 30 days ago.
I don't know on the judge. I don't know. And
You said, I mean, it's in the file that y'all showed that y'all
The case is in
received
the
it?
system.
it
It's
doesn't,
received.
Okay, yeah.
all that shows is this, but not definitive enough for me to make a, like.
Well, there's no case number.
There's no case.
Yeah, I know, I understand. I mean, they have a DA case number, but not a case number for the filed case. They just have a DA
But
file.
we're eager to take care of it.
I'm just trying to figure out how old it is.
I don't want to plead my client to one case and then have.
I understand.
Pop up.
It's over a year, but
What?
judges,
We-
we're looking.
Man, I mean, you
But
got
you gotta
that
give me,
statute of limitation 2 years. We can't be waiting 2 years on this thing.
it's just,
It may not ever be accepted.
I gotta find it before I can make it. I can't speak to the court about it right now because I don't know, and I got everything else. I will look into it, and if it's been refused and it's not in there.
It
then
was
that's fine.
refused?
I don't know.
Oh.
It just has received and it stops.
Because we spoke on it last time, and I do believe it's one that he would agree to dismiss and
For
exchange
sure.
a plea on. The other one, we
But I gotta
talked
know.
about.
No, I mean, in the past, the DA would have, if a case wasn't filed,
I
they would say that we're not gonna file it.
agree, all of that, but Judge,
They just, I mean,
my
that's,
problem, here's my problem. I don't speak out when I
Okay,
don't
we
know.
can reset it.
most of the
We
time.
gonna-
I gotta-
Asking, I'm
we're
not
gonna
asking.
reset it for 30 days. I mean,
And
yeah.
I got, when I have time to go find out what happened, I'll find out, but I don't have.
Okay, well, this gonna be reset for 30
I'll
days.
shoot you an email today, just,
Yeah.
you know, because I know.
I mean, all thing you have to do is give it intake. They have the case.
And you know.
I got it. I just
I
gotta
know,
get it.
Okay, so we're gonna reset it for 30 days. And,
He's a good dude.
oh, wait, that's Mr.
No, I
Kennedy.
got it.
Okay, Mr.
No problem.
Kennedy, this case is gonna be reset for 30 days. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day, and in the 30 days, we should have a resolution. Okay, next case is, that's Mr. Jenkins. Once you get, Derek Jenkins.
He's right out in the hallway.
Okay, this is cause number M330148. Case of style of state of Texas versus Derek Ryan Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, how are you doing?
I'm here.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's a blessing to be here. Better than the alternative.
That's right. We all have problems.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Jenkins, how are you doing?
Doing better.
That's good. Now, Mr. Jenkins, You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Paget. Attorney Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Jenkins' case?
It's gonna go on your trial document.
Reset for trial? Okay. Now, Mr. Jenkins, your case is gonna be set on our trial docket. Your attorney will be given a trial date. So stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They'll be given a trial date as well. You're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And your reset will be sent to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, is it, you have
Come on,
Yvonne Brown?
Yvonne Brown on Zoom.
Okay. Okay, this is, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, this is cause number M332274, case of style of state of Texas versus Yvonne C. Brown. Mr. Brown is on Zoom. Mr. Brown, you can take your mic off of mute.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Okay, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Brown, you're represented here by your attorney, James Paget, who is appearing in court. Mr. Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Brown's case?
Your Honor, this case was Lamar's case.
Oh, Mr. Johnson,
And
okay,
I have not had the opportunity to get an offer from
okay,
Kobe on that.
okay,
So we were in negotiation with
Okay.
Mr. Johnston at the time. So what I'll do is I'll email you a request along with the
No problem.
how much time do
He
you
doesn't
need?
have any notes in here from the previous, which I would honor, Judge. I just,
How much time do y'all need?
whatever
what's the regular?
you need for the.
Standard is 30 days.
That's fine.
with y'all. Okay. Okay, we'll reset it for 30 days. And
I didn't realize at the time the hang up because I had requested an offer from him. I just didn't receive it and he was gone a week or two later. So
I understand, I
I'll give
understand.
Mr. Hoffpower, we'll make this.
Okay.
we'll make
So,
this.
Mr. Brown, your case is gonna be reset. Your attorney, your bondsman will be given a reset date. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Mr. Brown, you're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too, Your Honor.
You welcome.
Anna Hernandez. He should be on the bottom of the.
What,
Was up left on Zoom.
okay, I'm trying to figure out where.
Christina Hernandez, she's on your trial.
Hey, right now.
Trial document.
Oh. Okay, this is cause number M332252, case of style of state of Texas versus Anna Christina Hernandez. Ms. Hernandez is appearing via Zoom. Ms. Hernandez, you can take your mic off of mute. Ms. Hernandez, how are you doing? Okay, Ms. Hernandez, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Judge. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Hernandez, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney James Paget. Ms. Hernandez's case is on the trial docket. Mr. Paget, what is your announcement on Ms. Hernandez's case?
Your Honor, this case was on your, obviously on your trial docket. This is now worked out.
Okay,
If we could put in the plea docket and ask that Ms. Hernandez, you need to appear in person on the next setting, okay? And I'll give you the
Okay.
date today. And I'll contact you.
okay. Is that correct, Mr. Hopper?
Correct.
Okay, so Ms. Hernandez, your case is going to be reset on a date. We're gonna give you a plea date. Stay in contact with your attorney. You're free to go. And you have a blessed day. And thanks for being patient with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. You have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, if we could maybe do 45 days
40
on that. She had a
Okay.
very serious medical issue.
Okay, 45?
that
Okay,
she's
no
recovering
problem.
from. So not-
Okay,
not
we'll
to
reset it for
waste
45 days.
Just
All right,
want to make sure she can be here in person.
all right. All right, so, and I think Mr. Paget, is that your last
That's
case?
it.
Okay, you free to go? And you have a blessed day?
Thank you. The court is checked.
Thanks for your help.
Okay. Okay, let's do this here. This is cause number M 33666, case is style state of Texas versus Christopher William Kelly. Christopher Kelly was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. for the court's trial docket. At about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Christopher Kelly at the courthouse door. Christopher Kelly did not answer. The bailiff just called the name of Christopher Kelly again at the courthouse during the time now is 10:23 a.m. on today's date. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
And Kelly's.
He's in jail.
Oh, okay.
I point that out.
Okay, so he's in jail. Okay, so Mr. Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Kelly's case? This case is on our trial docket.
No, it's just. Hey, I got an issue. I'm gonna let you know. Once you ask for and I'll apologize.
Okay,
So my issue with this is that this is when I run my trial docket. All right, this is what I go off of to send my letters, to subpoena my witnesses to get going. Mr. Kelly is not on this docket. Mr. Burbank knows about it. He got noted. I don't, when my girls upstairs run it, it's not on there. So no letters or nothing goes out.
yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Now, and she ran it this morning, and that this isn't the only case that just appeared on my trial docket. There's another one, Mr. Doyle Gallo, 2 cases that are, I keep them. This is when I run them. I mean, I gotta send Gallo. I gotta send, that's another one on a trial.
Okay, I'm just saying, Doyle had a case that he said 2 weeks ago. Right, in court, to be set on this date, it came off the trial docket. I don't know if it's that one,
See, but
but I mean, if it's that one,
I
okay.
know he is, and I have support ready
Okay,
for
I'm
him.
just saying,
Here's the judge. Hey, look, I'm doing, you know,
I understand,
I'm doing both,
I understand.
but I'm trying to keep up with, I'm going off of dockets that I don't, where's the note? I don't have a, I do them as a
Okay,
pack.
but I'm just saying, you threw that one in about, I was talking about the Doyle one, but on this one, I can understand that.
The same deal with this one. These are new to me just because they were printed out this morning. Now, I've done this before on a couple of cases before when nobody sent a letter out and it wasn't me, but I hustled it together and still brought it to trial, but I can't do it every week.
Yeah, I
But
don't, hold on a minute, I could,
That's
we
my
could
issue.
find out when it was set.
But and it ain't the girls, it's the program, but the problem is that if I don't have time before the morning
Well,
of,
I'm saying,
I'm getting feedback from my agencies, like, why am I getting a subpoena the day of? Like, well,
oh,
because I don't know about it till that morning.
mhm.
And I'm going off of this, which I'm relying off of that docket we run. Now, we check it periodically to see what's updated.
Yeah,
None of those were added on
May
there.
0th, I think this case, because he was appointed. Has he been in jail all the time? I mean, I'm just looking to see, you were appointed on this back on May 4th of 2023. Let me see.
I gotta look at it.
Kelly,
Like I
Kelly.
said, this is the morning. This is when I got it this morning.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kelly, he may have come off of a jail run. if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look at it. Kelly. Oh. Okay. We're Richard. Kelly.
What's the other?
Kelly. House. Okay.
Thanks, bro. That's support. All right. What do you think?
Let me see. Hold on a minute. That's the appointment of council. Oh, yeah, let me see. Yeah, it just came off of a jail run. And so it went from a jail run, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see.
You remember?
Appointment of council. That was that one. Judge Benisi. For Holmes order. Order for capious. Okay. Oh, he had a couple of bond forfeitures. Inmate. Is he here? This guy. They didn't bring him over? Oh, well, you might need to bring him over tomorrow so they can see if they can talk to him. This guy's been in jail for a while.
We reset it 1 week, Judge, because I don't know if he has a complainant.
Oh, well. I don't know about, I mean, you're gonna keep,
I would have, that's another thing, the court knows that, like, if I had known about it, I would have made that call, and I could have spoke with some knowledge about whether I got a complaint. I don't know about it.
Have him come tomorrow. I'm set over in CDC.
well, I mean, you can just put him on a jail run
That's
for
fine.
Thursday
Put them on Thursday and
see.
unless, can you be here? I know.
Depends if I'm on trial or not.
Okay, I mean, if you're not available, if you're not in trial, we just have to reset it to maybe the next jail run.
Just call and find out. If not, we'll do it. Time served.
And the court will allow us, so I can contact the complainant when it's.
That's, yeah, you have time. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll say for this jail run, but if you in trial and not available, then we'll do it. Well, we can do it on any other day because it don't have to be on the jail run. Okay.
Absolutely.
And you just tell us what date you want it on. We could set it on that day and have him brought over.
May 16th, 2020.
Yeah. You don't have that much rope. So what is it? What are we gonna do?
Is the jail run Tuesdays?
Thursday.
Thursdays, instead of this Thursday, if we can do it next Thursday, Judge. Maybe.
Okay.
That will give them enough time for the complaint.
Okay, that's fine.
And if not, I'm sure he's got enough time to.
Yeah.
Okay, so reset next Thursday. Okay. Okay. We'll do that.
And I've got one more, Judge. It's a Johnny Wallace.
On what?
I think it's on the.
Okay.
I was in court. I was.
Burbank.
This is the end of April. I was going
You say you have another?
Wallace.
On what document?
Announcement. It's on my page 7, but it's my page.
Page 1 on announcement.
Is he here? Johnny Wallace?
Got a pending felony.
It's just, I think I'm in court.
Okay, I see that he has a pending felony.
Mr. Walsh, you got pending felony? You got pending felony? Yes. In my court.
Oh, George, okay. Now, this is cause number M 333-938, case of style, state of Texas versus Johnny Wallace. Mr. Wallace, how are you doing? That's good. Mr. Wallace, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Thomas Burbank. Attorney Burbank, what is your announcement in Mr. Wallace's case?
We'd ask that it be set with the felony judge. It should hopefully be
Do
discussed.
you have a date for your felony yet? They haven't, okay, so what we'll do, we're gonna reset it with the felony. We'll have our court coordinator check for the felony date, and then once we get that date, we'll send a reset to you, stay in contact with your bondsman and your attorney, then we'll give them the resets. Now, on that day, you're gonna do anything that you did today, check in here, we'll take care of the felony, then come back here. All right, so you're free to go, Mr. Wallace, and you have a blessed day.
Sorry, thank you. See you later, man.
You're welcome.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, Mr. Burbank, you may be excused.
Always a pleasure. Judge.
A pleasure to have you.
Check on that. I'm good, I'm good.
Okay, now, Mr. Rojas. Mr. Rojas, Cristobal Santo Vicente Lucas. Cristobal, okay,
And he does not speak English, Judge, so I will be.
are you gonna okay. Mr. Rojas. This is cause number M 332-496, case of style of state of Texas versus Cristobal Santo Vicente Lucas. And Mr. Lucas speaks some English, and he primarily speaks Spanish. And Mr. Rojas, who is his attorney, will be doing the interpreting. He does speak Spanish and English. Mr. Rojas, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Rojas, do you swear to interpret Spanish to English and English to Spanish?
I do.
Okay, you may put your hand down. Mr. Rojas, ask your client, Mr. Cristobal Santo Vicente Lucas, if that is his full name.
Yes, that's my name.
Okay, Mr. Luke, ask Mr. Lucas to raise his right hand. Mr. Lucas, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may put your hand down. Ask Mr. Lucas how he's doing. Good, doing good, that's good. Now, Mr.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here we go. Okay, Mr. Lucas. I have before me a document that is titled Information. This document was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this document, it alleges that you, Cristobal Santo Vicente Lucas, on or about December 26th of 2020, while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Lucas, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Mr. Lucas, how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Mr. Lucas, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Lucas, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of this same document, well, go back to page 1. On page 1 of this document, there are a set of initials below a paragraph that is titled Citizenship. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
Now, below the title Citizenship, it states, if you are not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or nolo contendere may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And do you still want to go forward on your plea?
Yes.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On the 3rd page of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
On the next document that is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature above the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes.
At the top of this same document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
You had a discovery certification?
Zero.
Mr. Lucas, I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature above the line that is titled Defendant?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Lucas, I also have another document here.
He's from Guatemala, Judge.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Lucas, you're not a US citizen
No.
and you're from Guatemala?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Lucas, I also have another document here. Actually, it's in Spanish. However, I have another copy in English, and it states Spanish for all foreign nationals except those mandatory notification countries. Mr. Lucas, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line where it says signature?
Yes.
And Mr. Rojas, is this your signature on the line where it says witness?
It is, Your Honor.
And it's dated today's date, June 5th of 2023. Now, Mr. Lucas, before you signed, well, on this document, the last sentence on this document states, do you want us to notify your consular officers at this time? And there's a circle around no. Did you place the circle around no?
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Lucas, all of the documents that I showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you in Spanish?
Yes.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over in Spanish?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
And Mr. Rojas, did you admonish your client pursuant to the requirements in the case of Padilla versus Kentucky?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Mr. State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
Any objections? No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted into evidence. And Mr. Rojas, you advised and counseled Mr. Lucas, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lucas, your attorney, Mr. Rojas, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Lucas, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
It's 118 months. 90 days, 90 over 1 year. Your Honor,
What?
I apologize, Judge. It's 90 days probated for 1 year.
That's not what's on this here document. It says at 180 days probated over 1 year.
180 days probated. Yeah, this is but
You need to see this?
Should it be 90?
it should be, we can put 90 on it. What's that? No problem. 90 days. Oh, yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute, just make that correction, but she's gonna have to change the paperwork too.
308.
What is it?
90 days probated for 1 year,
90 days probated for 1 year,
$300 fine,
$300 fine,
court costs.
plus court costs,
Yes, sir.
okay?
And then what?
And 80 days
80, what,
community service,
so 80 hours of community service,
interlock device,
interlock,
all of the standards and conditions of a DWI probation.
yeah, and is that correct, Mr. Rojas?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay.
That was my mistake on the paperwork.
Okay. It's 300. Okay. Now, Mr. Lucas, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you would not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $300 plus court costs of $452. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, a reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay the DW education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, Mr. Rojas, are you court appointed?
I am, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lucas, you will also be required to pay or reimburse the county for the court appointed fees of $250. Now, your total monthly installment, that is the total amount that you'll be required to pay on probation each month, is $174. Mr. Lucas, will you be able to pay the $174 each month?
Yes.
You will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service. You'll be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You'll be required to attend and complete a DW education class. And you'll be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment, as well as adhering to the other standard terms and conditions of DWI probation. Mr. Lucas, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes,
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
yes,
And do you accept the state's offer?
yes,
Mr. Lucas, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Lucas, please stand next to your attorney in front of our court clerk and follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Rojas,
I have one more, Judge.
Okay.
It's gonna be a bench trial. I think we're ready for that one, you know.
Okay. We're gonna do, we'll do that. Well, we have to get our court. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Do we have
You're right, Sam.
dismissal on a Karen Johnson, Michael Thompson? Which one you have, Mr. Lu- Warren Lede? Okay. Well, okay, is Mr. Lede in here? Mr. Monty, would you please call, get Warren Lede?
I'm making my notes. Like, no, then, you know, then find it. Yeah.
Okay. We got Mr. Lede.
Mr. O'Day has already pled 2 felony cases from the same incident, so that this officer is contemplating that and running concurrent with it.
Okay.
You need that?
No, it's not. I was just.
Okay, yeah, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, he had 3 cases?
Oh, so I'm playing him to 1 and running.
Gotcha. Perfect.
And he's the other.
Okay, let's see. We got. We're gonna be the one dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor, and one of the dismissals is for forfeiture.
Okay. 96 is approved. The first case is gonna be. Okay, this is,
Sorry, I can't get over you.
96.
I'll text you. So you have them.
Oh, sorry about.
Okay.
Thank you.
Judson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in 3 cases. First case is cause number M333110. Second case is cause number M330996. And the third case is cause number M330998. All 3 cases are style of state of Texas versus Warren Lede Jr. Mr. Lede, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Lede?
Alrighty, you.
That's good. I'm doing fine. Mr. Lede, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Lede, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lede, you may put your hand down. Now, Mr. Leday, you're represented in your case, on your cases by your attorney, Attorney Todd LeBlanc. Attorney LeBlanc, how are you doing?
Good, thanks for asking, Judge.
Now, Mr. LeBlanc, do you waive a record in Mr. Leday's cases?
We will.
And the state is represented by Attorney Andrew Hubel. Attorney Hubel, how are you doing?
Doing well. How are you, Judge?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Leday, in cause number M330996, I have before me a document that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. In this information that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, it alleges that you, Warren Leday Jr., on or about August 18th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance. Mr. Leday, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Leday, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
No contest? Now, Mr. Leday, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest these charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Leday, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Leday, there are a set of initials, WL, that are on a line next to a box that says check nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Mr. Leday, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
Sir.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
The second statement states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal in this case. Do you understand that statement? Who has the discovery certificate? Thank you. Now, you need that. Okay, now, Mr. Leday, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery. He didn't even sign this. Make sure you read the document before you finish signing it.
Just earlier, we just didn't have it.
Okay, now, Mr. Leday, I have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Leday, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. LeBlanc, go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Leday, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me, excuse me, State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Leday, your attorney, Mr. LeBlanc, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. LeBlanc, your attorney, Mr. LeBlanc, you have advised and counseled your client, Mr. Leday. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Not that I'm aware of, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Mr. Leday, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is to 1 year deferred probation with a $300 fine and 50 hours community service. That will be running concurrent with his felony probation in cases F 21-38668.
Could you repeat that cause number again? You say F?
Yes, F 21
F
38668
668, okay,
and F 21-38669.
669,
Uh,
okay.
And for agreement to plead in this case, state will be dismissing the dangerous drugs charge 330-998. And for forfeiture of the weapon, now we'll be dismissing the UCW charge M333110. Which I have the forfeiture form right here.
Okay. See, forfeiture. And M. 330998. Okay. Write this up. Okay. Mr. Leday, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $300 plus court costs of $352. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll also be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments for this case is $142 a month. Now, the felony cases, are they probation?
They are.
Okay, so this 142 is gonna be reduced by $60. Why? Because you won't be paying 2 probation fees, you'll be paying 1 probation fee. And since you're already paying a probation fee on the felony case, you would not be paying a probation fee on this case. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So actually, if that's the case, your probation fee, each month, well, not your probation fee, but the fee that you'll be paying each month will be about $82. Will you be able to pay the $82 each month?
Yes, sir.
Now, this case, well, you also be required to perform 50 hours of community service. This case will run concurrent with the felony case numbers F21-38668 and F21-38669. Now, the state will be dismissing cause numbers M330998 and cause number M33 M3331109, cause number M3331110. I have before me a motion to forfeit the weapon in that case to the Beaumont Police Department.
Yes, sir.
They got a T missing. Whoever's out. I think it just said they didn't put the T on here. Beaumont says Beaumont. Okay, sorry, Judge. So, now, Mr. Leday, do you recognize this motion?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's tied to defendant?
Yes, sir.
And this is that Courtney's signature, the prosecutor?
No, that's mine.
That's yours?
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew Hughes, is that your signature?
It is.
Okay, now, Mr. Leday, prior to signing this motion, did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in this document?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And do you want the court to grant this motion to forfeit the weapon to the Beaumont Police Department?
Yes.
Okay, this motion is going to be granted. Forfeiting the weapon in cause number M333110 to the Beaumont Police Department. Now, Mr. Leday, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Leday, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Leday, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed, would not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorneys, Mr. LeBlanc, about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. And Mr. Leday, I'm also signing the motions to dismiss the 2 misdemeanor cases in this as part of this plea bargain agreement. And you'll be able to get a copy of this dismissal from your attorney in a few minutes. Stand in front of our court clerk and you got is that the second?
Yeah, that was, I talked with the clerk about that. I need to make a slight change.
Okay. He's
Thank you, Judge.
okay, you're welcome. Is this just on that one dismissal? Or?
Yes, the other one should be.
I just signed that. Hey, who we got next? Got Nicholas we did.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. We have next. We have I see somebody name. Is that Dustin Wallenstein? That's the dismissal.
Oh, yeah, JP was there, and Mr. John left, Judge.
Okay.
Get him his dismissal.
That's a dismissal.
They brought the receipt from JP, so.
Okay, and what about Karen Johnson is the dismissal too?
Yes, because she pled in felony court on
Okay,
last week with the boy, I spoke to the felony prosecutor.
okay, so the only person we have next is that Michael Thompson?
Mr. Leday,
That's the one that he didn't have the money.
Oh, so, okay,
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
okay. Okay, so who we have next?
I'm taking care of a case for Stephanie Coleman. I'm gonna dismiss that one, Judge.
Okay,
The code offender fled. and
where,
got, on the announcement
she
document,
on the announcement
but
document?
I don't know what, my page is different than yours. so.
Page 6. Ms. Coleman, you can come forward. You say you're gonna dismiss it?
I am just,
Is it, you hadn't did the dismissal yet?
not yet.
Okay,
I'm
well,
doing it.
just, y'all come on up.
Morning, now.
Good morning. How you pronounce your last
My
name?
hair, which I used to have.
And you're not by yourself?
That's it, my hair rib.
My hair rib?
That's it.
Okay, how you doing, Attorney Maher Rib?
How about you, sir?
I'm doing fine. And Mr. Maher Rib, I see that you're here with Miss Stephanie Coleman. Ms. Coleman, how are you doing?
All right.
Ms. Coleman, the state has just informed me that they will be dismissing the case.
That's correct.
And once I get a copy, once he signs it, I'll sign it. And then your attorney will be able to get it probably in a few minutes. Okay? So you can have a seat. I know it's been a long haul.
Yeah.
But it finally got to a resolution. And again, once we get that dismissal, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Attorney Maher, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
Once the clerk gets here.
just walk out.
You wanna come see right on the other side of that.
Oh, here she is. It's not gonna take
I'm gonna talk.
it's probably gonna take a minute to put in to do that.
It'll be fine. Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Yes.
Which one is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's Coleman. I hadn't seen you yet. I'm about to meet Miss Stephanie Coleman.
Okay, now, Mr. Adams, you have, yeah, Kelly Grogan. Grogan, please get a Grogan, get all of Mr. Adams' case. You got Grogan. Who else you have? Thanks, Adam.
Jones, Daria Jones, Brogan, and
Grogan is on the trial docket, and then you have Citizen
Donnie Citizen.
Citizen and Jones.
Cool.
Okay, this is, court is in session in 2 cases, cause numbers M331052, cause number M332564. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Kelly Deontay Grogan. Mr. Grogan, is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Grogan?
I'm doing fine, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Grogan. You're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how are you doing?
We're here, we're doing well.
And Mr. Adams, Mr. Grogan's cases are on the court's trial docket. What is your announcements?
We're ready.
State?
State's ready on, it's 2 different office days, Judge, we're ready on the Salt Family Violence. 305.
Okay, so that'll be number 1.
That'll be number 1 case tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got an older one.
Oh, yeah, I'm just
Number
saying,
1.
well, I mean,
Not gonna be
yeah,
number
we'll
1.
let you know. We'll set the trial order.
Oh.
But he needs to be back here tomorrow at 1:30.
Okay.
Yeah, 1:30. The jury gonna be here at 1:30. Okay. All right. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. See you tomorrow at 1:30. Next case is on our announcement docket is cause number M327164, case of style of the state of Texas versus Donnie Opie Citizen. Mr. Citizen, your full name is Donnie Opie Citizen?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Citizen? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Citizen, you're represented by Attorney Langston Adams.
I'm sorry, just go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Adams, what is your announcement in Mr. Citizen's case?
To my understanding, when I talked to him, I know I have one DWI now, but there's possibly another one pending, so.
You talking about coming down the pipe? That they
Down the pipe, as I
they
understand.
hadn't been filed yet. has it?
I'm aware of it, but I'll check on it. But if he does have one, it behoove us all to complete it together or maybe work something out together. If you
Okay.
don't mind, Rashid.
Okay, how much time you need on your reset?
I guess 60 days.
60? Okay, we're gonna reset it for 60 days. Mr. Citizen, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They will be given notice of your resets. Once you get your you'll be given, your attorney is gonna be given a reset. And stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. All right. And you're free to go and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. Next case is cause number M328386. Yo, you free to go?
You go.
Yeah. Next case is cause number. That door is locked, Mr. Citizen. Yeah. Next case is cause number M328386. The case is style of State of Texas versus Askira Tatiana Jones. Ms. Jones, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Jones?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Jones, you represented by your attorney Langston Evans. I see here, there's a note that she was assigned a pretrial diversion
No,
on
we set up one.
June 1st.
When did they reset it to?
August 3rd.
I can't hear you.
August 3rd.
She's reset to August 3rd.
Okay, so what we're gonna do for your contract sign, we're gonna reset this case to the second week in August. Give you time to sign your contract and get in pretrial diversion. All right? So just stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. All right.
Y'all take it easy.
Oh, that's it for
I'll do
you.
tomorrow, or
All right.
I'll text you. Or. Maybe.
Oh, you know what? I did the herb study. Like I said, jail.
Oh, you got, I didn't sign it? Okay.
I got them. I have like 3 days.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I do. They doing it.
There's some, and I'll get you, I get to see Tuesday night.
That's fine.
I mean, they only got 24 in there. They'll shoot them.
Oh, okay. We still gonna have jail one though.
We still have the jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Just give me.
I'm gonna shoot you an email.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
It should be printing off now. Yeah. Oh, we need to get, okay, court is gonna be in recess. We need to
There you go.
Okay, Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is now in session. The court is in session in cause number M 333-338. And the case is styled the state of Texas versus Garbett, Ariel, Webster, Padilla. Mr. Padilla, is that your full name?
Again, Judge, he doesn't speak English.
Oh,
I apologize.
oh, okay. Now, Mr. Padilla does not speak English. He is represented by his attorney, Charles Rojas. Attorney Rojas speaks Spanish and English, and Attorney Rojas was previously sworn in a case that we had earlier today. And Mr. Rojas, do you swear to interpret English, Spanish to English, and English to Spanish to help you God?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Rojas, ask your client, Mr. Padilla, if his full name is Garbett Ariel Webster Padilla.
Yes.
You ask Mr. Padilla how he's doing.
Good.
You doing good? Okay. Let me do this here. Okay. Trying to get to this. Now, Mr. Rojas, do you waive a jury in Mr. Padilla's case?
We do, Your Honor.
State, you also waive a jury?
We do, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ross, you also waive a record?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rojas, are you ready to proceed?
Ready, Judge.
And State, are you ready to proceed?
State's ready, Judge.
Mr. Hoffmeyer,
State of waive open statement.
you got to read your information.
And Judge, give me 1 second.
Oh, Judge.
I can get that right. What was this?
Oh, this is on the.
Kill.
To read your.
I'm trying to get
Print him a copy of the information.
mine's loaded right now too, you know, but I'll pull it up on workflow. Try to fill in the number. 3638.
Oh, 333. Yeah. 338.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
Do you need it?
I got it.
Okay, so State, you like to present
We would
the
like
information?
on it.
Okay, you may proceed.
Cause number 333-338, State of Texas versus Gorbat Ariel Webster Padilla. Information in the name by the authority of the state of Texas comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents and to the county court at law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Gorbat Ariel Webster Padilla, hereinafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about September 3rd, 2022, gets in there, intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly cause bodily injury to another, namely Aylin Tamara Perez Min, hereinafter style the complainant by punching the complainant about their face, head, and body. And at the time of said assault, the complainant was a person with whom the defendant has had a dating relationship against the peace and dignity of the state, signed by the Assistant Criminal District Attorney.
Mr. Padilla, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay. Now, state, would you like to have an open statement
We'll waive opening statement, Your Honor.
and defense?
Waive opening statement.
Okay. State, you'd like to call your first witness?
State calls Aylin Tamara Perez Min.
Okay, you may,
I know.
you have a copy of that?
I know, hey, look, I wrote it right here. Aylin Tamara Perez Min. At the document.
I'll send it.
Not only information.
Yeah, it's on there, but you have to, it's have to enlarge it.
Oh,
So I'm looking at it. They have writing that's kind of over it. It's Aylin Tamara Perez Min.
So I see it
no
now.
response.
Okay, no response. State, would you like to call your next witness?
State rest this time, Your Honor.
Okay, defense?
At this time, we move for a verdict of not guilty.
Okay, the court will grant an instructed verdict. You can tell Mr. Padilla that he has been found not guilty. He's been acquitted of these charges. And we should be able to give him a copy of that judgment in a few minutes. Just have a seat in the courtroom. Okay, just have a seat in the courtroom and the court clerk will give you a copy of the judgment. Next case is cause number M327966. Case is style the state of Texas versus Michael Gallo III.
He's outside, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Bailiff, would you please get Michael Gallo III?
There's an issue.
Okay, let's wait for Mr. Gallo to come in.
Michael Gallo.
Okay, this is cause number M327966, case and style, the state of Texas versus Michael Gallo. Mr. Gallo, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's Michael Gallo III. Is that correct?
Mike, I got a third.
All right. Mr. Gallo, how are you doing?
All right, dude.
I'm doing fine, Mr. Gallo. You're represented by your attorney, Attorney Peter Dahl. Miss Attorney Dahl, how are you doing?
Fair, Judge.
Okay. Now, Mr. Dahl, this case is on the court's trial docket. What is your announcement?
Right now, we'd like to withhold the announcement, but I will explain to you the issue. And the issue is my inability to get in to see prosecutor, and the prosecutor was I have been informed that the victim desires to be no prosecution. The defendant has been informed that the case has been dismissed, not by me, but by somebody. And I don't think he's had a chance to talk to the victim. But it's not his fault.
Hold on.
Right.
Okay, hold on.
Anything you need already.
Okay, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Let me see.
What's that?
Gallo. See, Mr. Gallo. Information complaint. Court order setting bond. Habeas. I don't see no motion to dismiss. I don't see a dismissal. in
There
this
wasn't
case.
a dismissal that been sent. This is one of these judges just for the courts. And I spoke with the court earlier about, this is one of the ones that mysteriously popped up this morning. I had been not on any of the dockets that I've run since I printed my first one to do my letters a month ago. Okay. And I periodically check to see if it's been updated, meaning like things have been added on.
Wait a minute. I made it look long capital. And it's reset, I see it was reset from May 15th of 2023, which was like May 15th. It was about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
That's all, I mean, that's all I see. I just see that it was,
From us.
I don't know what it was. It just says it was the docket, it was reset from May 15th of 2023. That's all it says.
So, and this is kind of the same thing I had with, and it's not yours, but this is the same thing I had with one of the other attorneys. I can't remember because there's been a lot of them here this morning, but.
Hold on, let me do this here. Oh, okay, so Gallo has 2 cases.
He does.
Okay, hold on, okay, I had, I only mentioned one. His cases are cause number M331380 and cause number M3279666. Let me see, that case, that's both of them said that case was reset from May 15, 2023 as well. Let me see. Let me see. No. I don't see, only thing I see here is that, I see some subpoenas were returned, but that was for the, May 15th, court date. I don't see a, hold on a minute, I don't see a notice, hold on a minute.
Sent notices out.
Okay.
On the last day. Right?
Yeah, I see notices that was sent out back in. Let's see what date this was here. It was set. I guess the notice was sitting out like in February for the May 15th day, but I don't see any notices sent out or any subpoenas sent out. I don't even see a notice of resetting.
That's the thing of.
Or
Is this.
I don't even see a notice of resetting for this court date.
That wouldn't make sense. Why I don't have subpoenas out, which I did the month before.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. And I'm not saying the court, like, yeah, like,
Yeah, I don't know how it
Trina-
got on the docket because there's not even notice of resetting.
That's the thing that is,
Yeah.
that's falling off, is these 6 ones that just showed up this morning, Judge.
Yeah.
I don't, and it's not Trina and them doing it. It's
You know who-
whatever with the program, it's like if it didn't come from, I don't know what it is, but I
Yeah, I
can't,
don't know. It's
I don't have notice of it.
Yeah, I would.
Now, look, if I can remember.
Okay, let me do this here. Now, Mr. Doyle, and Mr. Gallo. You just heard the discussion. I was looking to see if notice was sent out or why the case was reset. Normally, when a case is reset, it's reset and then a notice is sent out and it's in the file where we can go back and see who reset the case and what, and it tells us why it's on the docket. But there's nothing in the computer that says that, other than a little note here that says your case is set to date from the 15th. It doesn't show that the DA or the defense actually received notice. And because if they received notice, obviously subpoenas would have been sent out for witnesses. Okay. And so these cases have to be reset. Okay. So I'm going to reset these cases. We're going to keep them on the trial docket. Is that correct, Mr.?
Yeah, I think so, because
That's fine.
it's.
I mean, because you had mentioned earlier that
Well, I can't.
you needed to see that you wanted some time to talk to the prosecutor. You have been unable to talk to the prosecutor. So
He's working by himself.
I understand, but we were saying, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna reset the case. We're gonna put both of these cases back on the trial docket. And that does not prevent you from talking to the prosecutor about the case. Is that correct? Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right, so,
I would also, Judge, just I want to make to add on, I apologize, I'm interrupt. If I've got that, then I've sent and that I have an opportunity to speak to the complaining witness if she would like to speak with me
okay,
on that. So that if I'd have had this, I'd have been able to tell you, speak with knowledge to the court about whether I talked to her.
okay.
That's my whole.
So we're gonna reset it. We're gonna reset these cases for trial. Your resetting is gonna be sent to you in the mail, Mr. Doyle. And Mr. Gallo, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They will be giving notice of your reset days. You're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us and you have a blessed day. All right, you're free to go.
Yeah, are we, excuse.
No,
me.
no, you have another case.
The board.
She's right there. You signed her up.
Oh, y'all,
Andrew did it, sounded up.
Yeah,
I don't see it up there.
Okay.
I worked with,
Oh, yeah, I see it.
your assistant's group.
Mr. Boy,
Yeah,
Just remind me what tell me what.
it's.
it look like it's a 1 year
We
deferred.
signed everything and I hit that green button.
But which one was it? Tell me what it was.
Oh, she was gonna play to the resistance.
Good.
Dismissed it.
What was the?
Oh, this is gonna be
Oh, it's
dismissed.
$500 fine. 1 year's deferred and. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
My standard terms and.
Well, yeah, as far as I know.
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Boy, hold on a minute. Mr. Boy. Which one is this? 166. Mr. Ward, that's it. Okay, Mr. Boy. 337. Okay. Okay, here we go. Jefferson County Court at Law Number 2 is back in session. Let's see. Court is back in session in 2 cases. Those cases are cause number M331660 and cause number M334192. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Kiara Savoy. Ms. Savoy, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Savoy, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Savoy, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms. Savoy, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Ms. Savoy? You doing fine?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Ms. Savoy, you get represented by your attorney, Attorney Peter Doyle, Attorney Doyle. Do you waive a record in Mr. Savoy's cases?
Yes, sir. You did.
Ms. Savoy, in cause number M331660, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Kiara Andrea Savoy, on or about April 2nd of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Ms. Savoy, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to discharge Ms. Savoy, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest your charges? Mr. Savoy, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Savoy, there are a set of initials. There's TS that's on a line that's next to a box that's checked Nola Katendre. And now you pleading no contest. Now you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily, and you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charge. Now, are these your initials on this line next to boxes checked Nola Katendre, which means no contest?
Yes,
On page on page 3 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? And at the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled, somebody didn't put the number, that's titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Savoy, before you signed and initialed all of the documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Savoy, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Dahl, you've advised and counseled Ms. Savoy. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial? And Ms. Savoy, your attorney, Mr. Dahl, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Savoy, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain
We
agreement?
do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for plea of guilty or no contest, state agreed to recommend 1 year deferred adjudication and community supervision, $500 fine and court costs, 60 hours community-based service. All of the standard terms and conditions for misdemeanor prosecution. Also part of this plea agreement is for the state to dismiss the companion case, cause number M334192.
Okay. Okay, now, Ms. Savoy, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $337. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. And you'll also be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15, and you will be required to reimburse the Jefferson County for the court appointed attorney's fees of $300. Now, the total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $186 a month. Will you be able to pay the $186 each month? You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. The state will be dismissing the companion case, cause number M334192. Now, Ms. Savoy, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Savoy, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Ms. Savoy, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent on those matters. Now, you're gonna stand in front of our court coordinator, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And I thank Mr. Dahl, that was the last 2 cases.
Yes, sir.
You're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You are.
Will you sign your dismissal form?
Okay.
Oh, you're in prison.
Let's see.
Right there. Sorry. Very individual. You're right. Oh, you sign. And then I'm just gonna send it to them.
That's all.
Also,
Thank you, thank you.
Big thing is you get one,
I got them.
I
We're ready.
I think it's one to the ad.
Fine.
I'm ready on.
Okay. I want to remember signing this dismissal. Okay, let's see who we Dustin Valenti. Valentin. I want to say all of our Mr. Dahl. That's Mr. Bill.
Well,
Yes.
this, he needs to go because he's got to get the bus.
Okay.
He's got to catch the bus back.
Okay, there we go. This case is on the trial docket announcement. Okay,
Yeah, pending felony today.
okay,
That's resolved, right?
okay. Let's see, Mr. Bell. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number M329706. The case is styled State of Texas versus Scott Aaron Bell. Mr. Bell, is that your full name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Bell, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Bell?
No.
You doing okay? That's good. Mr. Bell, you're here representing your attorney, Attorney Wright Kimler. Attorney Kimler, how are you doing?
Harry, Your Honor.
And Mr. Kimler, do you waive a record in Mr. Bell's case?
So
Okay. And Mr. Bell, I have before me a document that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This document is titled Information. In this information, it alleges that you, Scott Aaron Bell, on or about April 5th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of violation of protective order. Mr. Bell, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to discharge, Mr. Bell, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily,
Yes, Your Honor.
and are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bell, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on a line that's next to a box that says guilty. Are these your initials?
Yes.
On the next document that's titled, on the same document, the next page, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on the next document that is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your, now there are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Bell, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Kimler, go over these documents with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you read and understand everything that Mr. Kimler went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1?
Yes, sir.
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. And Mr. Kimler, you've advised and counseled Mr. Bell. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Bell, your attorney, Mr. Kimler, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, Do we have a plea bargaining agreement? Mr. Porter?
We do, Your Honor. Exchange for plea of guilty, no contest, state security recommend 180 days. Jefferson County Jail and court costs, you got 180 days credit. Therefore, it's a time served, Your Honor, and tax return.
Okay,
Actually, I think he probably has.
He has more than wait. But the
Okay.
max.
okay, so,
That second one, was that Brian, do you want to do it one? for the
Yes,
second?
yeah, I think.
oh, right here?
Mhm.
I can write it in.
Right.
No, it was left blank.
Put 180.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's,
just-
but you didn't put how much credit he was.
Oh, I just put credit for
He
time.
did put down.
Right.
That's fine.
Okay, now, Mr. Bell, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you're not gonna serve any more time in Jefferson County Jail because you've already served over 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already spent in jail on this case. The court costs in this case, hold on a minute. Mr. Bell, you got drop it. Okay, now, Mr. Bell, the court cost in this case is $327, but you will not have to pay any court costs in this case because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and returned. Now, Mr. Bell, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Bell, I have to give you a admonition or admonishment. Before you is a document that's titled Model Written Admonition on Ineligibility to Possess a Firearm or Ammunition. So in accordance with the Texas Administrative Code, Section 176.1, the court hereby admonish you of the following. Number one, you are by entry of order or judgment ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Number two, beginning now, if you possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about how long you will be ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, you should consult an attorney. Number three, under Texas Penal Code, Section 46.013A, firearm means any device designed, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or burning substance or any device readily convertible to that use. B, firearm does not include a firearm that may have as an integral part a folding knife blade or other characteristics of weapons made illegal by Penal Code Chapter 46, and that is one, an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, or two, a replica of an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, but only if the replica does not use rimfire or centerfire ammunition. The statutes listed below are the starting point for ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. For more information about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or for more information on how long your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition lasts, the court recommends you contact an attorney. Code of Criminal Procedure Article 17.292, Magistrate's Orders for Emergency Protection. Code of Criminal Procedure Articles 42.0131, Notice for persons convicted of misdemeanors involving family violence. Penal Code Section 46.02, Unlawful carrying weapons. Penal Code Section 46.04, Unlawful possession of firearm. Penal Code Section 25.07, violation of certain court orders or conditions of bond in a family violence, child abuse, or as neglect, sexual assault or abuse, indecent assault, stalking, or trafficking case. Family Code Section 85.025, warning on protective orders. Now, Mr. Bell, you can keep a copy of that written admonition for your records. At this time, your case is complete. Please stand in front of our clerk, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, please follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
You're right, now, Mr. Bell, very good. Yeah, it's in like that.
Okay. Next case is cause number M327556, case of style of state of Texas versus Kimberly Michelle Barton.
She's outside.
Okay, hold on a minute. We need Kimberly Barton, she's outside, and get Andrew Ritchie, get all of these. Okay. Okay, Mr. Ritchie, why don't you come up? We can do Mr. Ritchie first.
Mara was taken into custody of the criminal district court, Your Honor, this morning.
Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, we have cause number M331490, case of style of state of Texas versus Andrew Stevens Ritchie. Mr. Ritchie, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Ritchie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Ritchie. You're represented in the case by your attorney Wright Kimler, Attorney Kimler. What's your announcement in Mr. Ritchie's case?
Ready.
State?
Ready, and we're going ready on the assault and violence. Judge.
He has,
Okay.
oh, he has two cases. Other cases, cause number M331686. Okay, Mr. Ritchie, you're gonna be back tomorrow. And we'll 1:30 tomorrow. We'll have our cases set for trial at that time.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Next case is cause number M327556. That door is locked, Mr. Ritchie. And the next case is Kimberly Michelle Barton. Ms. Barton, would you please come forward? Okay, now, Ms. Barton, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Barton?
Okay, Harry.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Barton. You're represented by your attorney, Wright Kimler. Attorney Kimler, what's your announcement, Ms. Barton's case?
Your Honor, I'm ready on her case. I need to get back over to drug court because I do have one case left on the trial docket from this morning, and I don't know what the status of that's gonna be for trial.
State's ready on this one.
So you ready?
Other than that, I'm ready.
Okay, now the next case, Ms. Barton, you'll be back here tomorrow at 1:30 unless your attorney tells you otherwise.
Get back at 30 tomorrow.
Okay, now, next case is cause number M333336. Case of style of state of Texas versus Dwayne Ned.
Your Honor, this is one of the ones that was not on anything until this morning.
Okay,
Okay.
I understand it, yeah, but that's the problem.
yeah.
He sent them out the day of.
We'll,
Part of my reputation. with you.
Mr. Ned,
And I
Apparently-
want people to hear
apparently the computers, the program is putting cases on dockets without resetting, without our, for some reason, there must be a glitch or something
it. It's got to be.
in the program. They're putting cases on the docket that wasn't.
AS400 never did that.
Yeah.
Must be an AI function in the new system.
Yeah. So, I was gonna try to see, Mr. Ned, apparently there's been like I said, a glitch in the computer. That's all I can say. They're gonna have to get maybe a computer scientist or somebody to figure out what's going on.
When I went in there, they was brought me straight to the back. I didn't go working out there. And I didn't get ATW or fingerprints till I got ready to leave.
We'll look at it, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we don't know what happened, but anyway, this case is gonna have to be reset. Apparently, the prosecutor has informed the court that he just got notice. Was it today?
This morning.
This morning.
It shows up on the document.
Yeah. Okay, so your case is gonna be reset. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day. Your attorney will be giving you a reset. Yeah, not today. You'll give it to you. We're gonna send it to you.
Stay in touch with your bonds.
I don't know.
Don't know me.
She might.
Okay, Mr. Kim? Is that the last one?
We've got Jason Boone here. Criminal mischief.
On
Barton,
It's on my tablet.
Ned, Rich,
Jason Boone.
Got out there.
Boone,
See, Boone.
I see where it says, Jason Boone.
Yeah, it's on my tablet, dang it.
I know, that's you.
Okay,
You're
let's,
talking
let's,
about-
let's,
If I have
let's,
it
let's, Kimberly, no, it's Bill. Barra, I see, oh, he was arrested in,
Judge Stevens Court, judge raised his bond.
okay, they arrested in criminal district court?
Yes, sir. So he's, I don't know if they've taken him downstairs yet or not.
Okay,
Bring him down here if he's still in the holding cell. You need to,
I didn't mean, is it being disposed of?
no,
Okay, well.
Unless they're-
We'll just reset it with the felony, if that's not a problem with you.
that's fine.
Okay, that's good. I don't see a Boone on the docket. I saw Fouts.
I was hired on that case.
You were just
I
hired?
believe.
It's on our page too. Oh. Here, we just kind of do lots
Whatever.
We just- I want this one.
That he doesn't have two felonies.
Okay, so this case, which is a DWI second, he does have bond conditions.
Which
And-
wasn't me, I wanna make sure that, it wasn't me who didn't follow, right, it was somebody else, it was the office.
Ray probably did.
Whoever, it wasn't me, I wasn't.
Okay,
Nah,
we're gonna reset this case. And you're gonna keep it with his felony on the announcement docket.
And I'll do a notice of real on this one.
Okay, Mr. Faust, your bondsman, stay in contact with your bondsman and Mr. Kimler. Your case is gonna be reset with your felony case. Reset, let's say what felony. You're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Would they find anything out about Boone? He's not set today.
I don't have that more.
Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is in session. Court is in session in 2 cases. First case is cause number cause number M322623, cause number M324253. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Gustavo Gomez Vasquez. Mr. Vasquez, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Vasquez? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Vasquez. You're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Bruce Cobb. Mr. Cobb, how are you doing?
It's impassable, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Cobb, what is your announcement in Mr. Vasquez cases?
He still has a felony, Your Honor.
You still have a felony? Oh, actually, they filed a felony during the pendency of these cases. Is that correct? They just recently filed a felony. When is your, you have a reset date? What is that date?
July 17th.
July 17th of 2023. Okay, we're gonna reset these 2 cases with your felony case. The attorney, you bonds, we're gonna get a copy reset. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too, sir.
And Mr. Cobb, you're gonna get your recess. You're free to go as well. Now, Mr. Cobb, do you have any other cases?
I think I do.
Okay. No, you don't have to sign anything. You're free to go.
I think so. Sure. Let's come back here.
Again, you'll get your, we're gonna mail you reset.
Got it.
Oh, yeah, probably
So I'll
email.
be free to go.
You're free to go. I don't see you on here anymore.
Straight.
I don't see, let me see Ryan Gertz. What's going on? Right, Kimbler,
You go.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Who?
Yeah, that's.
That's what we're talking about. Have you talked to your son?
Did, on the, this was dismissed. This was dismissed. This was dismissed too. That was reset, okay. This was this. Okay. Did, on the case that's on our announcement docket on our page 6, Patty Alts, that was Miss Laura Perazzo, was that case reset or anything? Let me see. Okay, well, let me see. I'm gonna look in the Alts. No, I don't see a reset.
Yeah, I got a couple of mine.
Okay, now I'm gonna call that case. This is cause number M333470, case of style of state of Texas versus Patty Ann Alts. Patty Ann Alts was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. for the court's announcement docket. At about 9 a.m., Ms. Alts' name was called. Ms. Alts did not answer. Ms. Alts has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. Ms. Alts is represented by Attorney Laura Perazzo, and Attorney Perazzo has not appeared as well. And the bailiff has just called Ms. Alt's name again at the courthouse door. The time now is 12:20 p.m. on today's date of June 5th of 2023. Mr. Bailiff, did you get an answer? Ms. Alt's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Mr. Alt did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Alt an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
State motion, ball.
That motion will be granted. Patty Alt's bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for her arrest in cause number M333470. Now, this next case, Jeremy Andrus, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Smith had filed continuances on his cases. Let's go to the next case. Fernando Buenrostro. Fernando Born, oh, that's the way he's in the LaSalle unit. So he's in custody. let's see, also Aaron Wayne Cotton is also in custody.
Your Honor,
Michael,
I was approached by the family on Aaron Wayne Cotton on any of his misdemeanors. I think he has a felony.
right, he has a felony. This,
Anybody representing him on the,
no, he's not represented, but this case is gonna be reset with his felony. Now, if you get hired on his misdemeanor case, you can,
I'll let you know.
yeah, let us know by way of a letter of representation.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, Cotton.
Yeah.
Okay, Green is gonna be coming at 1 o'clock. Let's see, Milson is in jail. Michael Milson. He's in jail. To a higher reset given to the defense in court. Active warrant on case. He has a warrant on another case, okay. And Thibodeau in jail, okay. He has a felony, gonna be reset with felony. I think that's everybody on the announcement docket. And we're going to the Jansen Bailey.
Yes.
He has Ruben Gutierrez.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Mr. Gutierrez, you represented by your attorney, Jansen Bailey. Have you talked to Mr. Bailey this morning? Okay, now, Mr. Gutierrez, your case is on the trial docket. State, you ready on the Gutierrez?
We're ready. Where's Mr.
Okay, so your case is gonna be set for trial. You need to be back tomorrow at 1:30. All right, and get in contact with your attorney. We will contact him as well. He needs to be here for 1:30. I don't know if he's sick. I don't know why he did not appear. All right. See you tomorrow at 1:30.
Yeah, it's 47. That one got pretrial, signed the contract.
So they're gonna be,
But it's an odd thing because it showed up on CC, because I guess it was transferred, it showed up on CC3's pretrial, so they dismissed it for signing of the contract. But then let me know.
so this case was dismissed?
For pretrial version, but not by me, it was by Andrew and Courtney in the other court.
Oh,
It was one that had been transferred over, Judge. And I don't know why, but it came up on their court docket. There's another thing about this, like,
yeah, case is coming up on.
it's on my trial docket, but then the dismissal comes up on
In another court.
CC.
So do we know when it was dismissed?
I dismissed it, they dismissed it the Friday.
Last week?
Yeah, when we all
Okay.
got the list, dismissed.
Right.
Pretrial version contract.
Uh,
But I was understanding we were ready to go to trial. I already said my spirit, I'm ready to go to trial.
but he was in pretrial diversion. You didn't know about
Well,
that,
they
yeah?
didn't, he just signed up Thursday,
Okay,
but it ended up over there, not in my court, not,
so that was June the 2nd.
yes.
So it was dismissed in CC3.
That's it. So that's another thing, Jansen could have called me and referred that,
All right,
hey, I was accepted in there, so don't worry about it because it's on my trial.
all right. Okay, so this is going to complete the court's 3 dockets. The court's pretrial conference and plea docket, the court's announcement docket, and the court's trial docket. All 3 dockets. Now we have one more case that's scheduled at 1:08. It's supposed to be at 1 a.m. The defendant. Defendant in this case is Kelby Green, cause number M3 334-016. Mr. Green will be appearing for his felony case at 1 p.m. on today. And his attorney, Mr. Vasquez, was informed, who informed the court of this fact, will appear with Mr. Green at 1 p.m. To let us know the status of the felony case. Okay, so court will be in recess to 1.
I'll be back for one.
Okay.